good, y'all? I'm back. I want to add to my video I made earlier about Errol, and the question was, who's to blame? Is it Al Haymon or Errol Spence? And I said partially I blame Al Haymon, partially, but mostly I blame Errol for why the fight took so long. Mind you, if you go back and watch the interview between Stephen A, Bud Crawford, and Errol Spence, if you notice, at the beginning of the interview, Stephen A. Smith addressed Errol first, and he asked him, he said, "Are you excited about this fight, and what took so long? What took so long for this fight to happen?" Now, when he asked Bud Crawford the question, he didn't ask Bud what took so long. He actually asked Bud, he said, "Are you frustrated?" He said, "I'm sure you're frustrated." He said, how you feel about the fight and all that other stuff. And so Stephen A asked Errol and Bud two different type of questions, or the way he asked them the questions, it was in two different ways, because if you were really paying attention, Stephen A was subliminally telling everybody that Errol Spence has been the one that's been holding up the fight. And he's the reason why everybody's been waiting on this fight to happen. And he was letting it be known, based on how he addressed Bud, it was almost as if to say, "Bud, are you glad that this fight is finally happening, that you don't have to wait no more and deal with what Errol's been putting you through?" But you ain't got to take my word for it. Just go back and watch the interview. Listen to the question that Stephen A asked Errol Spence, and listen to the answer that Errol Spence gave, which he didn't really give a clear answer. He tried to gloss over it and try to say, "Oh yeah, we're here now. We're here now. Great things take time, but we're here now. All that stuff in the past is just the past." Like, he was really trying to he didn't want to address none of that. And when it came to Bud, Stephen A didn't have to ask the same type of question, because Stephen A knows that Bud was not the one that was holding up the fight. He wasn't ducking. He wasn't avoiding, none of that. Now back to Errol and Al Haymon. Errol better be very careful. And the reason why I say he better be very careful is because Al Haymon has made many, many sacrifices for this guy. Even when Al Haymon knew that Errol Spence was BSing and dodging questions and avoiding the big mega fight, Al Haymon, he's supported Errol Spence's decision. Even if he didn't agree with it, he supported it. But if Errol Spence, leading up to this fight, keeps trying to subliminally and low-key throws Al Haymon under the bus and try to paint the picture and make it seem like Al Haymon has been the reason solely why this fight hadn't happened up until now, I think Al Haymon, I think Al Haymon is going to expose him. I think Al Haymon is going to expose Errol, because he knows all Errol's secrets, and he knows the truth. They call Errol the truth. He knows the truth about Errol Spence and what he's been doing, and why. He knows exactly why Errol was not ready for Bud Crawford. So somebody better tell Errol Spence, just stay in your lane. Don't try to protect your ego and your reputation. Don't try to make excuses for why you didn't take the fight sooner, and why things was always happening on your end. He said, if it don't happen, it ain't on my end. Well, really, it has been all on your end, Errol Spence. It's been all on your end, sir. If it don't happen, it ain't on my end. It's all on your end, bruh. And if you don't be very, very careful, it ain't gonna be the end of it. Because Al Haymon will cook you. Like they say, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Errol. Don't start trying to play the public and feeding off the energy of your fans and trying to impress your fans and make them feel like Al Haymon has been the problem, because I bet you, I promise you, Al Haymon will leak some stuff. And see, this is how they play. Just like Al Haymon used the media to protect you, Errol, Al Haymon will use the media to leak out information to expose you, sir. So by the time your fight is here, that's what you're going to be doing. Just like you did that when you walked out on Porter after Porter got stopped by Crawford, and you were supposed to go in the ring and address Crawford and say, hey, let's get it on. You beat Porter. Let's unify. Let's unify. Shoot. Everybody gonna be like, this dude Errol Spence. I should have known. So be careful, Errol. Play it cool and don't bite the hand that feeds you, because it might come back to bite you in the aspirin, and your career will tank. Ask Adrian Broner. Ever since Adrian Broner started exposing stuff about his boss, things started happening to him. And we know they lining him up right now because Broner can't get a break. So be careful, Errol. Just take it easy, train hard, and get prepared for Bud. That's all you need to be doing.